In the next few minutes, we'll show you the 10 stupid mistakes that keep you poor, one by one. What to do, and how to do it, to get rid of them for good. Wealth will then become a natural consequence for you in your health, your relationships, and especially in your finances. This mentorship from Florence Scovel Shinn is priceless for your future. Watch until the end and see for yourself.
Chapter number 1. The Stupidity of the Magnifying Glass. How your mind focuses on a lost coin and ignores the infinite treasure around you. Let's start with stupidity number 1. The most common, the most illogical, the magnifying glass stupidity. Your mind comes with a built-in magnifying glass, but instead of using it to appreciate the details of abundance, you use it to zoom in on your problems. You focus all your attention, all your creative energy, on a single dime you lost, a bill to pay, a small debt, an unexpected expense, and become completely blind to the infinite treasure of solutions, opportunities, and blessings right under your nose. This isn't just a metaphor. It's how your mind works. You have 99 blessings and one problem. What do you think about before bed? The problem. You get a raise but obsess over the new tax you'll owe. You have health, family, a roof over your head, but your mind fixates on the car payment that's due. That's stupidity. It's the definition of financial insanity, ignoring an ocean to drown in a glass of water. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that what a person focuses on, they start to attract. If you're fixated, magnifying glass in hand, on your lack, on your small debt, you're using the infinite power of your mind to attract more lack and more debt. You're telling the universe, out of this entire field of diamonds, what I find really fascinating is this missing dime. Give me more of that. And the universe, an obedient servant, delivers. The Bible tells a parable about this in Luke 15, about a woman who lost a drachma, a coin. She had 10, lost one. What did she do? She lights a lamp, sweeps the house, and searches diligently until she finds it. The story illustrates the value of a soul, but let's look at it through the lens of the law of attraction. She put 100% of her focus on the lack, the lost coin. Most of us live in that parable 24/7. We're the woman sweeping the house in the dark, obsessed with the missing coin, while the other 9 are safe in our pocket. If you're ready to drop the magnifying glass and lift your head, give this a thumbs up to break that fixation. How do you cure the magnifying glass stupidity? Practice reverse accounting. Instead of listing your debts and problems, grab a notebook and list all your abundance assets. Perfect health, comfy bed, internet access, supportive friends, food in the fridge. Do this for 10 minutes. You'll be shocked to realize you're a billionaire in blessings, acting like a beggar. The 5-second rule. When your mind starts zeroing in on the problem, the lost coin, you have 5 seconds to switch the lens. Force yourself to find 3 things around you that you're grateful for. This breaks the hypnotic pattern of worry. Magnify the solution, not the problem. Instead of using the magnifying glass to stare at the size of your bill, use it to see the size of your God, your source. Say, okay, this problem looks big through my human mind's lens. But through the lens of infinite intelligence, it's a grain of sand. Think about Abraham's story. God promises him descendants as numerous as the stars. But for years, he and Sarah had no child. The lost coin was the child. He could have spent decades focused on that lack, that proof the promise was false. But what does God do in Genesis 15? He takes him outside and says, "Look up at the sky and count the stars, if you can. That's how your offspring will be." God forced him to take the magnifying glass off the lost coin, the lack of a child, and focus on the infinite treasure, the promise of the stars. Now, your first task to cure this stupidity. What's the dime that's been consuming all your attention lately? A specific bill? A criticism you received? A small fear? Name it. In the comments, declare, "I'm dropping the magnifying glass on your lost coin, and lifting my eyes to my infinite treasure." You can't find treasure while crawling on the floor looking for crumbs. The first step to getting rich is to stop the stupidity of focusing on what's missing and start acting with the intelligence of recognizing the abundance already here. If you're ready to tackle the next stupidity, the one that makes you listen to others more than yourself. Subscribe to the channel. Chapter number 2, the stupidity of echo, the stupidity of believing more in the doubts of others than in the certainty of your own soul. You've dropped the magnifying glass. You've decided to look at the treasure. A voice inside you, the voice of your soul, the divine spark, whispers, you can build $1 million business. You feel the truth, the certainty, the excitement. Then you commit stupidity number 2, the echo stupidity. You take that divine idea, that soul-deep certainty, and share it with your pessimistic friend, your worried relative, your cynical coworker, and they echo back their own limitations. You, a millionaire, be realistic. It's too risky. No one in our family has ever done that. The stupidity lies in believing their echo of doubt is more real than the original voice of your own soul. It's like having God himself give you an investment tip, and you choose to follow your broke brother-in-law's advice instead. Monumental stupidity. The people around you can only offer advice based on their reality, their beliefs, their fears. Asking someone stuck in scarcity for advice on getting rich is like asking a fish for tips on flying. They'll tell you it's impossible, you'll drown in the air, and you're better off staying safe in the water. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that you must protect your garden. Your divine idea, your intuition, is a fragile seed. Sharing it with negative minds is like planting a rare orchid in the middle of a buffalo stampede. They'll trample it, not out of malice, but ignorance. They can't see what you see. Florence would say to keep silent until your manifestation is so strong it's bulletproof against others' doubts. The Bible is full of heroes who had to ignore the echo of doubt to fulfill their destiny. When young David volunteered to fight the giant Goliath, what was the first thing he heard? The echo of doubt from his own brother and the king. You are not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for you are but a youth. 1 Samuel 17 verse 33. If David had given more authority to those voices than the certainty in his soul, he'd have stayed a shepherd. But he ignored the echo and listened to the original voice. He said, "The Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine." If you're ready to unplug from the noise of others' doubt, give this a thumbs up. How do you cure the echo stupidity? Put your ideas in quarantine. When you get a big idea, a divine inspiration, treat it like a newborn. Protect it. Don't expose it to the virus of others' negativity. Keep it in your heart for 40 days. Nurture it with your own affirmations and visualizations. Be a terrible listener to negativity. Master the art of hearing without absorbing. When someone starts listing reasons your dream will fail, imagine an energy shield around you. Their words hit it and fall to the ground. Smile, nod, and change the subject. Seek a divine echo. If you need to talk, share with people who are already where you want to be or who understand the law. Find a mentor, a mastermind group, a friend who vibes at your frequency. Seek an echo that amplifies your faith, not one that drowns it. Think about Noah's story. God gave him an absurd instruction for his time. Build a giant ark in the middle of dry land because a flood was coming. Can you imagine the echo of doubt he heard from his neighbors for 120 years? Old Noah's gone crazy. Look at his boat in the middle of nowhere. If he'd listened to their logic and ridicule, all of humanity would have been wiped out. He had the spiritual intelligence to trust the voice he heard in his soul more than the mocking echo he heard with his ears. Now, you're tasked to cure this stupidity. Think of a big dream you had that died after you shared it with the wrong people. Remember it. In the comments, resurrect it. Declare, "I resurrect my dream of your dream," and place it under divine protection, deaf to all echoes of doubt. Remember, people don't doubt you, they project their own doubts about themselves onto you. It's the echo of their prison. Don't be foolish enough to accept their sentence as your own. Your soul knows the way. Listen to it. If you're ready to tackle the next stupidity, the one that makes you pray in a contradictory way, subscribe to the channel. Chapter number 3, the stupidity of contradictory prayer, asking for wealth in the morning and complaining about lack of money in the afternoon. You've stopped listening to others. You're tuned into your soul. In the morning, you say your prayer, your decree. You fill yourself with faith and declare, "Infinite intelligence, I'm grateful for the abundant wealth flowing to me now." You feel powerful. The order's been placed. Then you walk to the kitchen, open the fridge, see there's no milk, and sigh out loud, "Damn it, I need to buy milk, but I'm barely scraping by until the end of the month." Stop. You just committed stupidity number 3. The contradictory prayer stupidity is like sending an urgent email to the CEO of the universe, then 5 minutes later sending another saying, "Cancel that last request." False alarm. You're playing tug-of-war with yourself. Your morning self, full of faith, pulls wealth toward you. Your afternoon self, full of worry and complaints, yanks poverty right back. And you wonder why your finances are stuck. The universe isn't ignoring you, you're giving it mixed signals. It's such obvious stupidity, it's almost funny. Florence Scovel Shinn was crystal clear on this. She said the law of attraction doesn't respond to your best prayer of the day, it responds to your average vibration. If you spend 10 minutes in the morning vibrating wealth and the next 16 hours vibrating lack, worry, and complaints, what's your average vibration? It's simple math. Your morning prayer gets completely cancelled out by your poverty talk the rest of the day. Your spoken words during the day are your true prayer because they carry your real belief. The Bible warns about this duality in James 1 verses 6-8. But let him ask in faith, with no doubting, for the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea that is driven and tossed by the wind. For that person must not suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. Double-minded perfectly defines contradictory prayer. One heart prays for wealth, the other speaks of lack. The Bible is clear, such a person won't receive anything. It's not punishment, it's law. It's like driving a car with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. If you're ready to take your foot off the brake for good, give this a thumbs up. How do you cure the contradictory prayer stupidity? The verbal consistency rule: make a pact with yourself. From the moment you say your morning decree, your mouth is consecrated to that truth for the rest of the day. You're no longer allowed to speak of lack. If the thought comes, observe it, but don't give it a voice. Your mouth's only job now is to back up your morning prayer. Turn complaints into gratitude. Every time you're about to complain about lack, "I don't have new clothes," flip it into gratitude for the manifestation underway. "I'm so grateful for the perfect new clothes coming my way now." Use the energy of the complaint as fuel for your faith. Speak from the end. During the day, when money comes up, don't talk about the process or the lack. Speak as if your desire is already a memory. If someone asks how your finances are, instead of saying, "struggling," say, "things are lining up in an amazing way. I'm so grateful." Think about Elijah and the prophets of Baal in 1 Kings 18. The prophets of Baal spent all day in contradictory prayer. They shouted, cut themselves, danced, but doubt grew in their hearts. No answer came. Then Elijah offered one prayer, short, focused, full of certainty. Before he even finished, fire fell from heaven. The difference wasn't volume, it was the consistency of faith. Elijah didn't doubt for a second. His prayer had no contradiction. Now, your task to cure this stupidity. Pay attention to yourself today. What was the first thing you said or thought that contradicted the abundant life you claim to want? Was it a complaint about a price? A worry about a bill? Pinpoint your main verbal self-sabotage. In the comments, declare, "I'm done waging war against myself. My mouth now takes one side, abundance." Remember, the universe is always listening. It doesn't get confused, it just calculates your average vibration. Stop the stupidity of being your own enemy. Pick a side and stick to it. If you're ready to tackle the next stupidity, the one that makes you cling to what hurts you, subscribe to the channel. Chapter number 4, The Stupidity of Attachment. Clinging to a leaky boat, your job/current situation, out of fear of the ocean of opportunities. You've stopped sending mixed signals. You're aligned. You declare, "I am a magnet for the perfect opportunity, my dream job, my $1 million business." The universe, your obedient servant, starts to move. It sends you a cruise ship, an incredible opportunity, a new project proposal, a chance to start that business. And what do? You commit stupidity number 4, the attachment stupidity. You cling to your leaky lifeboat. Your leaky lifeboat is that job you hate but pays the bills. It's that relationship that doesn't help you grow but feels safe. It's that town where nothing happens but you know everyone. It's any situation that's outlived its purpose, no longer inspires you, and is slowly sinking you, but it's familiar. Out of fear of the unknown ocean of opportunities, you refuse to abandon the sinking boat. This isn't loyalty. It's not prudence. It's paralyzing stupidity. Florence Scovel Shinn taught the law of the vacuum. For something new and wonderful to enter your life, you need to make space. You have to let go of the old. If your hands are busy clinging to a leaky lifeboat, how can you grab the golden lifeline the universe is throwing you? The universe can't give you your dream job if you won't quit the one that's dragging you down. It can't bring you $1 million client if your schedule's packed with low-paying, headache-inducing ones. Letting go isn't loss, it's an act of faith that creates a vacuum for something better to fill. The Bible is full of stories about the need to leave the boat. When Jesus called his first disciples, Peter, Andrew, James, and John, what were they doing? They were in their boats, tending their nets. Those were their businesses, their security, their lives. Jesus said, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." The text says they immediately left their nets and followed him. They didn't say, "Hang on, Jesus, let me patch this net first." Or, "Can we discuss the career plan?" They ditched the leaky lifeboat to board the cruise ship of their life's mission. If you're ready to let go of your lifeboat, drop a like to declare your faith in the ocean. How do you cure the attachment stupidity? Take inventory of your leaky lifeboat. What in your life is a leaky lifeboat? Be honest. What job, relationship, habit, or belief is keeping you afloat but going nowhere? List them. Recognizing the boat is leaking is the first step to abandoning it. Start building the bridge to the ship. Letting go doesn't have to be a leap into the dark. Build a bridge. If you hate your job, take a night course. Start your business on weekends. Take small steps toward the ship before cutting the rope to the lifeboat. Use the release affirmation. Say out loud, "I now lovingly release your leaky lifeboat, grateful for the lessons it taught me. It has served its purpose. I let it go and open myself to my greater good, which now flows to me in miraculous ways." Think about Lot's wife in Genesis 19. God was saving them from the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. The instruction was clear: escape for your life, do not look back. But her attachment to her old life, her leaky lifeboat, was so strong that she disobeyed. She looked back and turned into a pillar of salt, frozen in the past. How many of us are frozen, paralyzed like pillars of salt, because we can't stop looking back at the job we lost, the relationship that ended, or the safety of the past? Now, you're tasked to cure this stupidity. Identify your main leaky lifeboat, the one you know you need to let go of but are scared to. In the comments, make your release decree. Declare, "I release my fear and abandon my leaky lifeboat of your leaky lifeboat. I am ready to board my cruise ship of opportunities." Remember, a ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are built for. You weren't made for the safety of your leaky lifeboat. You were made for the grandeur of the ocean. Stop the stupidity of settling for survival when the adventure of abundance awaits you. If you're ready to tackle the next stupidity, the one that makes you believe effort matters more than alignment, subscribe to the channel. Chapter number 5, The Stupidity of Hard Work. The idiotic belief that effort, not alignment, is the key to wealth. You've let go of the leaky lifeboat. You're ready for opportunity. And what do? You decide to work hard. Harder than ever. You're the first to arrive at the office and the last to leave. You sacrifice weekends, your health, time with family. You believe, as you were taught, that sweat is the currency of wealth. And that's stupidity number 5, the hard work stupidity. It's the foolish belief that effort, not alignment, is the key to riches. Look around. The world is full of hard workers. Construction workers, cleaners, farmers. They work physically harder in a day than a CEO does in a month. Are they rich? No. Wealth isn't a reward for effort. If it were, manual laborers would be billionaires. Wealth is a reward for alignment. It's the result of steering your boat into the right current, not rowing against it with all your might. Hard work in the wrong direction only gets you to burnout and frustration faster. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that life shouldn't be a struggle but a game. A game played by the rules of the law of grace. Struggling, grinding, hustling, it's all rowing against the current. It's a sign you're operating from your limited human power, not the infinite power of the source. The real work of the wealthy isn't physical effort but the mental work of staying aligned, keeping faith, listening to intuition, and acting only when the action is inspired and joyful. 1 hour of inspired action is worth more than 1,000 hours of forced labor. The Bible gives us a perfect example in Luke 5, the story of the miraculous catch. Peter and his friends worked hard all night. They cast nets, pulled nets over and over. The result of their hard work? We caught nothing. They were rowing against the current. Then Jesus steps in. He doesn't give them a new fishing technique or a better net. He gives them an alignment instruction: put out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch. It was illogical. Fish in the daytime? In deep water. But Peter, though skeptical, trades effort for alignment. He says, "Master, we toiled all night and took nothing. But at your word, I will let down the nets." The result? A haul so massive the nets were breaking. If you're ready to stop working hard and start working smart with the universe, drop a like. How do you cure the hard work stupidity? Identify the wrong current. What tasks in your day feel like a struggle, draining your energy with no results? That's rowing against the current. Pinpoint them. Practice the inspired pause. Before tackling an important task, don't dive into effort headfirst. Pause for a minute. Breathe. Ask infinite intelligence, what's the easiest, most joyful way to do this? Show me the flow. Then wait for intuition. Follow the joy. Joy is the compass of alignment. If a task energizes and excites you, even if it's challenging, you're in the flow. If it drains you and leaves you bitter, you're out of it. Learn to use joy as your main decision-making criterion. Think about Mary and Martha in Luke 10. Jesus visits their home. Martha immediately goes into hard work mode, busy with much serving, stressed and scrambling to prepare everything. Mary, on the other hand, sits at Jesus' feet and listens. She chooses alignment over effort. Martha, frustrated, complains to Jesus. His response is one of the deepest lessons on the law. "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her." The good portion is alignment, sitting at the Master's feet, the source, your intuition, and listening before rushing to do. Now, your task to cure this stupidity. Reflect on your week. What was the most draining activity, the one that felt like hard work with the least results? And what was the activity, even if brief, that gave you a sense of flow and joy? In the comments, declare, "I stop glorifying effort and start seeking alignment. My guide is joy, not sweat." Remember, the universe doesn't give you a prize for collapsing exhausted at the end of the day. It rewards your ability to align with the flow of grace and let it carry you to your destination. Stop the stupidity of rowing against the current. Drop the oars, find the flow, and enjoy the ride. If you're ready to tackle the next stupidity, the one that makes you feel unworthy of wealth, subscribe to the channel. Chapter number 6. The stupidity of unworthiness. The absurd logic of feeling unworthy of a gift that is already yours by birthright. You've stopped rowing against the current. You're aligned. Things start happening. Money shows up from unexpected sources. The perfect opportunity knocks. Wealth begins to flow effortlessly through the law of grace. And instead of celebrating, You feel guilt, discomfort. A nagging voice whispers, "That was too easy. I didn't earn it." And then you commit stupidity number 6, the unworthiness stupidity. The utterly absurd logic of feeling unworthy of a gift that's yours by birthright. Feeling unworthy of wealth is like a prince feeling unworthy of his father's castle. It's like a fish feeling unworthy of the ocean. It's cosmic stupidity. You don't need to earn the air you breathe. You don't need to deserve the gravity that keeps you grounded. They're part of your environment, your divine right. Wealth is the same. It's the ether of the universe, the natural state of things. You don't have to earn abundance, you just have to stop the stupidity of rejecting it. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that most people are programmed with a worm consciousness, the idea that we're sinners, unworthy, small, and must grovel for every crumb from God's table. That belief is the greatest blasphemy of all. Florence insisted you are a perfect idea in the divine mind, a child of the king, an heir to the kingdom. Refusing your inheritance isn't humility, it's an insult to your creator. It's like telling the king, your child is worthless, and so is your kingdom. The Bible, from start to finish, is a legal document proving your inheritance. In Romans 8 verses 16 to 17, Paul declares, "The Spirit himself bears witness with our spirit that we are children of God, and if children, then heirs, heirs of God and fellow heirs with Christ." Did you hear that? You're a co-heir with Christ. You're entitled to the same abundance, power, and glory. Feeling unworthy isn't humility, it's calling God's will a lie. If you're ready to tear up your unworthiness certificate and claim your crown, drop a like. How do you cure the unworthiness stupidity? Accept compliments, divine and human. Start small. When someone compliments you, instead of saying, "Oh, it was nothing," take a breath and say, "Thank you. I received that." You're training your nervous system to accept good without resistance. Shift from earning to recognizing in prayer. Stop praying, "Lord, help me deserve your blessings." Start praying, "Lord, help me recognize I'm already worthy of all your blessings because I'm your beloved child." The heir's affirmation, repeat this daily, looking in the mirror, until it becomes your truth. I'm not the servant, I'm the child. I'm not the beggar, I'm the heir. I don't earn abundance, I am abundance. My inheritance is mine now. Consider the parable of the prodigal son in Luke 15. The older son represents the unworthiness mindset tied to effort. He worked hard for years, never disobeyed. When his younger brother, who squandered everything, gets a feast, he's angry and tells his father, "Look, these many years I've served you, and I never disobeyed your command, yet you never gave me a young goat that I might celebrate with my friends." He saw himself as a servant who had to earn a goat. He didn't realize the whole estate was already his. The father responds with the truth that heals this stupidity. "Son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours." Now, you're tasked to cure this stupidity. What area of your life makes you feel most unworthy? Love, money, happiness. Identify the field where you refuse to wear your crown. In the comments, declare, "I stop the stupidity of rejecting my own inheritance. I am worthy. I accept my crown now." Remember, the universe isn't judging or grading your worthiness. It's simply responding to your acceptance or rejection. Stop the stupidity of dodging the crown. Bow your head, accept your birthright, and start ruling your life like the king or queen you truly are. If you're ready to tackle the next stupidity, the one that makes you complain instead of give thanks, subscribe to the channel. Chapter number 7, The Stupidity of Ingratitude. Looking at a banquet and complaining that it's lack of salt, guaranteeing that you'll only have salt to eat. You've accepted your worthiness. You've opened yourself to receive. And the universe starts serving you a feast. Your health improves, unexpected money arrives, a friend gives you a gift, the day is beautiful. The table is set. And what do? You commit stupidity number 7, the ingratitude stupidity. You ignore the 99 delicious dishes in front of you and fixate on the one empty salt shaker. You complain the steak is overcooked, the juice isn't cold enough, the empanada is missing an olive. In doing so, you send a clear message to the universe's chef. I don't value this feast. What I'm really interested in is the missing salt. And the universe, an attentive waiter who gives you what you focus on, clears the feast and hands you a mountain of salt. There you are, stuck with your salt, wondering why your life feels so barren and bland. Ingratitude is the fastest way to slam the door on abundance. It's self-destructive stupidity. Gratitude, on the other hand, is the great multiplier. It's the magnetic force that not only keeps the feast on your table, but signals the kitchen to send even more spectacular dishes. Gratitude tells the universe, yes, I love this. Send more. Ingratitude says, I don't like it. Take it all away. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that gratitude is a form of faith. It's the faith that the good you've already received is just a taste of the infinite good on its way. She said to give thanks for what you have and watch it multiply. Complaining about what's missing is the opposite. It's faith in scarcity, the certainty that good is limited and something will always be lacking. Your faith, whether in abundance or scarcity, is always rewarded. The Bible shows the multiplying power of gratitude in the miracle of feeding the 5,000, John 6. Jesus faces a hungry crowd. His disciples, stuck in scarcity thinking, say, 200 denarii worth of bread wouldn't be enough. They focused on what was missing. What did Jesus do? He took the little they had, 5 loaves and 2 fish. He didn't complain. Is this it? He didn't focus on the lack. The text says he gave thanks and distributed them. That act of gratitude for the little they had multiplied it so absurdly that it fed everyone, with 12 baskets left over. Gratitude for the little unlocked the much. If you're ready to start multiplying your loaves and fishes, drop a like. How do you cure the ingratitude stupidity? Gratitude journal with a twist. Don't just list obvious things. Go deep. I'm grateful for the oxygen filling my lungs without me thinking about it. I'm grateful for the internet letting me learn anything for free. I'm grateful for my heart beating 100,000 times today without fail. This snaps you out of autopilot and connects you to the magnitude of your feast. The salt shaker prayer. Whenever you catch yourself focusing on what's missing, the empty salt shaker, stop. Say the salt shaker prayer. I'm grateful for this challenge/lack because it's showing me an area to grow. And I'm even more grateful for the 99 delicious dishes I was ignoring. Express gratitude out loud. Don't keep it to yourself. Thank the grocery store cashier. Thank your spouse for a small kindness. Thank a friend for a text. Verbalizing gratitude amplifies it, sending waves of abundance to the universe and those around you. Remember the story of the 10 lepers, Luke 17. All 10 were healed of their biggest problem. The feast of health was served. But only one returned to give thanks. Only one recognized the feast. And for him, Jesus served the main course, the dessert, the coffee, and the liqueur. He said, "Rise and go. Your faith has made you well." The healing was the feast. The wellness, wholeness, fullness, was the bonus for the one who didn't commit the ingratitude stupidity. Now, your task to cure this stupidity. Look around right now. Find one dish of your feast you've been ignoring. Maybe it's the comfy chair you're sitting in, the light illuminating your room, the device you're using to read this. In the comments, describe this dish and give thanks for it. Declare, I stop chasing the empty salt shaker and start celebrating my feast. I'm grateful for your overlooked dish. The universe doesn't owe you anything. It's already given you everything. The question is whether you have the intelligence to recognize and give thanks or the stupidity to complain about what's missing. That choice determines whether your table grows richer or goes completely bare. If you're ready to tackle the next stupidity, the one that makes you procrastinate, subscribe to the channel. Chapter number 8, The Stupidity of Procrastination. Saying, tomorrow I'll start believing, forgetting that wealth only operates in the now. You've healed your vision, your hearing, your speech. You're ready to act, receive, and give thanks. You have all the tools. And then you tell yourself the most convenient lie of all. This is all amazing. I'll start tomorrow. That's stupidity number 8. The procrastination stupidity. The foolish belief that you can plant your seed of wealth in the future. It's the flawed logic of saying, tomorrow I'll start believing, when I have money, I'll feel rich, or next year, I'll start my business. Here's a truth you need to get through your head once and for all. The universe doesn't operate in the past or the future. It only knows one tense, now. Your wealth isn't waiting for you in the future. The opportunity isn't next year. Happiness isn't after you solve your problems. Everything you desire exists only in the eternal present moment. Your point of power is always and only now. Delaying your faith, your joy, your sense of wealth until tomorrow guarantees it will always stay one day out of reach. Florence Scovel Shinn was ruthless about the urgency of now. She taught that faith is an action in the present tense. You don't have faith tomorrow. Either you have faith now, or you don't. She said to act as if you're already rich, not to plan to act as if. Manifestation doesn't respond to your future plans. It responds to your vibration now. If your vibration right now is waiting, the universe will give you more reasons to wait. If it's lack now, you'll get more lack now. To receive wealth now, you must feel rich now. The Bible stresses this urgency repeatedly. In 2 Corinthians 6 verse 2, Paul says, "Behold, now is the favorable time. Behold, now is the day of salvation." He didn't say, "Tomorrow is the day." He said now. The salvation from your poverty, sadness, or lack can only happen in this exact moment. When Jesus taught us to pray, he didn't say, "Give us next week our daily bread." He said, "Give us this day our daily bread." The supply is for today. The faith is for today. The action is for today. If you're ready to stop postponing your happiness and hop on the now train, drop a like. How do you cure the procrastination stupidity? The "what if it's your last day" technique. If you knew today was your last day on earth, would you spend it worrying about the future? Or would you squeeze every drop of joy, love, and peace from the present moment? Live each day with that urgency. Anchor yourself in the present. Anxiety lives in the future. Depression lives in the past. Peace and power live in the now. Use your senses to ground yourself. Feel the texture of your chair. Listen to the sounds around you. Taste your coffee. This breaks the hypnosis of tomorrow. Act now. The smallest possible action. What's the tiniest action you can take toward your dream right this minute? Not write the book, but write one sentence. Not start the company, but research a name. Take that first step, no matter how small now. It sends a powerful signal to the universe that you mean business. Consider the parable of the 10 virgins, Matthew 25. 5 were wise, smart, and 5 were foolish, stupid. All were waiting for the bridegroom. The 5 foolish ones procrastinated their preparation, thinking, when the bridegroom's almost here, we'll buy the oil. The 5 wise ones had their oil ready now. When the bridegroom arrived at midnight, the procrastinators couldn't enter the feast. The door was shut. The door of opportunity only opens for those who are ready now. Now, you're tasked to cure this stupidity. What's the main thing you've been putting off, waiting for the perfect moment? Starting to exercise? Making that phone call? Beginning your project? Identify your biggest procrastination. In the comments, declare the tiniest action you'll take toward it today, not tomorrow. Say, I stop waiting for tomorrow's train. I board the power of now by taking this action today. Your micro-action. Remember, tomorrow is the most expensive word in the dictionary. It's already cost you a fortune in peace, joy, and wealth. Stop the stupidity of living in a future that never arrives. Your life is happening now. Your wealth is available now. Your happiness is waiting now. Be here to receive it. If you're ready to tackle the second-to-last stupidity, the one that makes you stumble over other success, subscribe to the channel. Chapter number 9, The Stupidity of Envy. Cursing your neighbor's harvest and wondering why your own field is barren. You're in the now. You're aligned. You're ready. Then you look to the side. You see your colleague getting promoted, your friend buying a new car, a competitor landing a big deal. And instead of feeling inspired, you feel that sour pang in your stomach. That's when you commit stupidity number 9, the envy stupidity. The monumental foolishness of cursing your neighbor's harvest and then wondering why your own field is barren. Envy operates on the dumbest logic of all, the belief in limitation. It assumes the universe is a fixed-size pizza. If your neighbor grabs a big slice, there's less for you. So instead of focusing on ordering your own pizza, you waste energy trying to steal their olive, or, worse, poison their slice so they can't enjoy it either. What you don't realize is the universe isn't a pizzeria. It's an infinite kitchen that can bake unlimited pizzas in every flavor you can imagine. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that someone else's success isn't a threat, it's a promise. It's the universe giving you a free sample of what's available to you too. When you see another's wealth, you have 2 choices. The dumb choice: envy, criticize, diminish. By doing so, you tell the universe, I don't like wealth. I hate it. It makes me feel bad. Keep it away from me. And the universe complies. The smart choice: celebrate. Bless it. Say, wow, look what the infinite source can do. If it did that for them, it can do it for me too. I celebrate this manifestation, and know mine is on the way. That tunes your radio to the wealth frequency. The Bible is ruthless about envy, not for moral reasons but because it's a self-destructive poison. Proverbs 14 verse 30 says, a tranquil heart gives life to the flesh, but envy rots the bones. Your envy doesn't hurt the person you're jealous of, it rots your own foundation, your ability to manifest. It's like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. If you're ready to turn that poison into a vitamin, drop a like. How do you cure the envy stupidity? Use others' success as a menu. When you see something someone else has that you want, don't think, I want that. Think like you're at a restaurant. Oh, look at that amazing dish they ordered. That gives me an idea. Waiter, universe, I'll have the divine equivalent of that for myself, please. Use their success as inspiration, not competition. The boomerang blessing. Whenever you feel the sting of envy, stop. Immediately, out loud or in your mind, bless the person. I bless person's name and their success. May it multiply. Florence taught that this blessing acts like a boomerang. It goes to them, blesses them, and returns to you with double the power. Celebrate publicly. The ultimate test of healing. When you're in a group and hear someone bashing a successful person, have the courage to say, good for them. I'm happy someone's thriving. It shows it's possible for all of us. You become an agent of abundance, not scarcity. Consider the Bible's first envy story, Cain and Abel, Genesis 4. Both made offerings to God. Abel's was accepted, he was aligned, and Cain's wasn't. Instead of asking Abel for his secret or improving his own offering, Cain fell into the envy stupidity. He got angry and killed his brother. The result? He didn't get Abel's blessing. Instead, he was cursed to be a fugitive and wanderer on the earth. Envy doesn't give you what others have, it strips away even the little you possess. Now, you're tasked to cure this stupidity. Think of a person or company whose success makes you uncomfortable. Be honest. In the comments, practice the boomerang blessing. Write, I sincerely bless the success of person/company, and know that by doing so, I open the doors to my own multiplied success. Remember, cursing the light in your neighbor's house won't make yours shine brighter, it just keeps you in the dark longer. Stop the stupidity of competing in a game with no competition. Celebrate every victory you see in the world as a sign your own is closer. If you're ready to tackle the final stupidity, the one that makes you confuse the beginning with the end, subscribe to the channel. Chapter number 10, The Final Stupidity, Thinking that Wealth is a Destination and not the starting point for true life. You've done everything right. You've cured the 9 stupidities. Wealth has arrived. Your bank account is full. You have the house, the car, the freedom. And you think, that's it. I've made it. Game over. That, my friend, is the final stupidity. The stupidity of thinking wealth is the destination. The foolishness of believing money is the prize when it's really just the ticket to the real show. Thinking life's goal is to get rich is like thinking the point of a plane trip is getting the boarding pass. The boarding pass isn't the destination. It's the tool that lets you board the plane and go to incredible places. Wealth is your boarding pass. It's not the finish line. It's the starting point for the real life, a life of purpose, creation, service, and expansion. Poverty forces you to play the survival game. Wealth frees you to play the game of life, as Florence Scovel Shinn would say. Florence taught that money is just a form of divine energy, and energy must flow. Hoarding money, sitting on your treasure chest, stagnates that energy. It's like holding your breath. You can do it for a while, but eventually, you suffocate. True financial and spiritual intelligence isn't about having money but becoming a channel for it to flow through you, to create, bless, and express more life. The Bible gives a chilling parable about this in Luke 12, the rich fool. The man had such a massive harvest he didn't know where to store it. He thought, "I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and I'll say to my soul, 'Soul, you have ample goods laid up for many years. Relax, eat, drink, be merry.'" He committed the final stupidity, thinking wealth was the destination. That same night, God said to him, "Fool, idiot! This night your soul is required of you, and the things you've prepared, whose will they be?" He mistook the ticket for the show and lost both. If you're ready to use your ticket and step into the real show of life, drop one last like to seal your graduation. How do you cure the final stupidity? Define the why. Now that you know how to get rich, ask yourself, why? What's the purpose behind your wealth? To travel the world? Build schools? Have time for your art? Support your family? Money needs a purpose bigger than itself. Give it one. Become a cheerful giver. The law of circulation demands that energy flows. Start practicing giving, not as charity or obligation, but with the joy of a gardener watering their garden. The Bible says, God loves a cheerful giver. The cheerful giver knows they're not losing anything, just making more room to receive. Invest in expansion, not just accumulation. Use your money to expand your consciousness. Take courses. Learn new skills. Travel. Have new experiences. Material wealth is fuel for spiritual expansion. Don't let the fuel sit idle in the tank. Consider Solomon's life. He asked God not for wealth but for wisdom to lead his people. He asked for a purpose. Because his focus was on the why, God gave him not only wisdom but also riches and honor unmatched by any king before or after. He understood wealth was a tool for his purpose, not the purpose itself. Now, your final graduation task, you've cured all 10 stupidities. You're holding your boarding pass. What's your destination? Why do you want wealth? In the comments, declare your purpose. Complete the sentence, "Wealth is my starting point for your true purpose." Remember, the goal of this training was never just to teach you how to get rich. It was to free you from the stupidity of poverty so you could fulfill your true mission. Wealth isn't the top of the mountain, it's the base camp from which you climb the peaks that truly matter. You're no longer a student of the law. You're living proof of it. Go, take your ticket, board the plane, and start living the adventure you were created for. The world doesn't need more rich people. It needs more awakened people with resources to make a difference. Be one of them. The survival game is over. The game of life starts now. Until the next video.